the problem with Canva is that there are so many templates there. You know, there's all sorts there, like anything you can think of pretty much is available in Canva. And although that means there's lots and lots of choice, which is great, it can also mean that you can feel a bit overwhelmed. You can be like, you know, spend quite a lot of time sort of scrolling through and looking and looking and looking, and then sort of either, you know, as I said, getting overwhelmed or worrying about what are you going to do. So here are a few of like my tips on how you can pick the right sort of template for your project. So I'm going to share my screen. Bear with. Let's grab that. Where's it gone? There we go. Get there in the end. Okay, so when it comes to picking your template, the key thing that I would say is really considering what your purpose is. You know, what are you doing? Not like your purpose is in, you know, what's the meaning of life? Let's not get too deep now. But, you know, what are you trying to do with this template? You know, what is the main aim? Because if your objective is to put a social media post out there, it seems pretty obvious that you would pick one of the social media templates. However, you'd also want to consider, is it for a specific social media platform? Because there are some different sizes for, say, Instagram, which is very square, versus Facebook, which is slightly not square. And on LinkedIn and Twitter, they like a sort of more landscape format. If you're sort of going based on those, you know, those different social media platforms, what they like to see. However, if you're doing something else like a business card, maybe you're creating a workbook or a top tip sheet. So really considering, you know, what are you trying to do with this, you know, and I guess also where are you putting it? So earlier this week, yesterday, in fact, in the group program with a few of my gang, we were looking all about presentations and the topic of how to create presentations in Canva, but also the different, you know, uses of presentation. So, you know, you've got the obvious use of a presentation of, you know, directly going, okay, I'm going to create a presentation to present some, you know, if you've got a spotlight on, you know, if you're networking or maybe you're presenting to a client, something like that, you know, the kind of things that you would put on there would be a bit different to what you might do if you wanted it to be a bit more like a brochure almost, or present your services, but you're not necessarily there talking through it. So considering all these things is going to make a big difference. So let's have a look in Canva. And if you've got any questions, please, you know, let me know, and I will keep an eye out for comments. And thanks for those watching live. Okay, so in Canva, you've got loads of ways that you can, you know, search quite easily. So as I said, we will talk about presentation. So you can search there. There's also options within, you know, the dashboard there. But you can see here that there's, you know, sort of what I guess Canva deem are either popular ones. There isn't anything sort of specific there, but you can have a look at this drop down and there's sort of more options here. So you've got this talking presentation. So I guess that's if you're talking through something. You've got architecture. So you've got a few different things which are, you know, different categories. So business presentation, for example, they've got a little icon there which says they've got, you know, use video within it as well. So that's something to consider as well with like your template or what aspect you keep in here. Because if you're saving it as a PDF, having all the whizzy transitions and stuff is not as important. So if we look at this one and hover on this one, is that going to show any other bits? But looking through this, you can see that there's quite a few different ones. So let's have a look on here. So if you were creating a video, you could use the presentations template, or you could choose to have a look at what our options are on the the video templates. So you can see here, you've got all these different pages that you can look at, you know, and the different topics that you could talk about. So again, back to this particular example with the presentations, also thinking about, you know, what are you trying to get across? Because there's lots of pages and page templates within this particular template that allows you to put all sorts of information in here. So you've got sort of a nice little gallery of images there. You've got some picture of a laptop and that there. So there's all sorts of things it can take you through. And there is also the pan animation on there. So if we went a different route, thinking, okay, well, I want to use one of the video templates. So you can, here's the sort of general one of what comes up. But again, if you know that you're celebrating, you know, a business birthday or your own birthday, you know, it was my birthday on Wednesday, so I could have done a sort of happy birthday video, for example. You could use one of these templates for that. So you could get more specific and put, okay, birthday video. So try and start with using the search terms, but if you know what you're doing, who it's for, and all of that, it's going to make it a lot easier. So that's my sort of top tips, really, is, or kind of one top tip, at least start with it, figuring out what you're trying to do it for. It may sound really obvious, but I think often we kind of go barreling in to sort of looking around here, and we can get a little bit distracted about what all the other options are out there, you know. And you know, if we click on sort of some of these categories, you know, searching the templates within here is another way of looking as well. Let's have a look. So you've got all these different presentations as well. So again, even just within the topic of presentation templates, you've got these ones here that you can sort of scroll through, because it might be that you want to be doing a presentation that works really well on a mobile. So Canva have even got a template for that. So there's all sorts to get you going there. So I hope that you find that useful. And if you've got any questions, you know, comment below. But it'd be also really good to sort of see what your favorite templates are. You know, what do you use time and time again? And are you creating your own templates as well? Because yes, you've got some great templates to start with, but do you, once you sort of get a bit more confident in Canva, do you just create your own from scratch? Do you even bother with the templates? I'd be really interested to know. So comment below. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Make sure to tune in to the Lovely Canva Crew Facebook group next week. So on Monday the 24th at midday UK time, I'm going to be doing a sort of mini workshop. It's free, going to be live streamed into the group. And so it's going to be covering A is for audience and B is for branding on the Monday. And then on the Tuesday, again at 12 midday UK time, I'm going to be doing a bit of a Canva demo, showing you how to make your posts pop. So if you're sort of finding that on social media that you're kind of not sure what sort of social media posts to use, what things that you can add to really make it stand out in a you know, someone's newsfeed, then make sure to tune in. They'll be available to watch on replay for a week, and you can come along to the free Q&A on the Wednesday, again at 12 o'clock UK time, if you've got any questions based on what you've seen at the beginning. So yeah, hopefully you can join me then. Have a good rest of the week and see you next week. Bye.